Good afternoon, Blue Springs High School. It's prom week. With prom comes a lot of excitement, also some bad decisions can be made. This week is Safe and Sober Week. We're promoting to be safe and to not drink and drive. We want everyone to take this very seriously, especially since prom is this weekend, so listen up.
Hello, I'm Kurt Larson, founder of Missouri Safe and Sober. The teens in this video are really no different than you, other than their lives have been forever changed as a result of underage drinking. Guys, please take a moment to think about how different your future will be if you went to prison for drinking and driving. Ladies, pause and consider how your life would change if you were told you will never walk again. These videos are intended to encourage those of you who avoid using alcohol to stay strong. And even if you are currently experimenting, it is never too late to consider this new information and reinvent yourself. Now is the time for you to take a stand and prevent their story from becoming your story.
911, what's your emergency?
My friend, we were driving. She was not moving. She's waiting. Please, you have to help us.
Ma'am, I need you to calm down. Do you know where you are?
I don't know where we are. We just went off the road, but you have to help us. She won't wake up. I don't think she's breathing.
Okay, I'm locating you now and I'll send help. You must stay calm.
This can't be happening. Why is this happening?
Okay, just get in the car.
Hey, don't let me do anything stupid.
Okay, let's go party.
911, what's your emergency?
I think I was 14.
I drank alcohol once whenever I was 14.
I've had a couple sips.
And I tried just a little bit of it and absolutely hated it.
I didn't really like it because it just, it tastes god-awful.
I do have friends that drink alcohol.
Yeah, I have friends that drink.
I'd say I know a couple people who are my friends, I'd say, that drink.
Honestly, I think there are kids here that drink, but not that much.
I think more kids drink than don't.
I don't know any friends that have been in a car crash because of drinking.
I've heard stories about people who've been hurt in crashes, but not really related to my personal life.
Only things that I've seen have been in movies.
For those that think this will never happen to you, I was you. What's really funny is my thought was always, I only have so much time before I have to go to college and straighten up my life and study and everything, so I wanted to be wild and fun while I had time to. That was my thought, and that's what got me here. The night of my accident, I was drinking at work. I had a little bottle of vodka, and I hid it in the bathroom. They decided to send me home from work early. This was not any different. I had drove up and down that same road a million times, drunker than I was that night. I thought I was the best drunk driver. But it didn't stop this from happening. I completely flipped my car, and I had wrecked a car once before. I'd actually been drunk in that accident as well. The first thought was, oh my God, not again. Not again, my parents are going to kill me. I remember feeling like my hips were right here, and the rest of my body was right here. And then the next thing was, I woke up, and I saw my parents standing next to me. I'll never forget looking up and seeing my dad cry. Never seen my dad cry in my whole life. That's the hardest thing, is having to try and forgive myself for doing this, not only to me, I did this to everyone else as well. My injuries, I had shattered my vertebrae, T6 and T7, which are up here. I broke T4 and T5, which are above that. And then I also broke T12 and L1, which are down here, and they're still compressed to this day. They're still compressed. What they did for my surgery was they took the shattered pieces out, they ground it up, they made a paste, put it back in, transfused it with the good ones above and below it, and put in 24 screws and 2 rods. If you feel my back, it feels like just this block. My nerves and muscles trying to regrow over that has caused me incredible amounts of pain. A day in my life, it's not very exciting. I don't drive, so I don't get out a whole lot. I don't work, so I don't have anywhere to be, anything to do. It's just depressing. If I would have had any idea of the things that I have to go through or what I put my family through, I would have never done it. No way. Because there I am at 17 years old, peeing or pooping my pants, having to wear a diaper. Because I did that, because I got behind the wheel. And I had nobody to blame but myself. Nobody made me, and I've done it a million times before. It was no big deal. I never got to do all kinds of things I really wanted to do. I don't get to feel my feet touch the ground again. Oh my God, I used to love to dance. I loved it, and I only dance in my dreams now. If I could go back in time and take that pledge, there is nothing that would stop me. Nothing. If I could take away having an accident, if I could take away not peeing in my friend's car on our way out, there's nothing that would stop me. I encourage everyone to take the pledge. It may not happen to you, but why take the chance? It's not worth it. It's not. If you're okay with breaking the hearts of every single person that loves you, if you're okay with hurting everyone around you and changing people's lives not for the better, then do it. Get behind the wheel drunk. It's a good way to do it. Think it's not gonna happen to you? I was that girl. I was that same person. It wasn't gonna happen to me.
I want to be a registered nurse. I want to go to Butler University because I want to be a pediatrician or a pharmacist.
I want to be an OBGYN and a halftime dancer.
I am currently looking into game design.
Something like a pharmacist would probably be a good job.
My 2 major ones are lawyer and historian when I grow up. I want to be a pharmacist whenever I grow up.
If drinking took away my ability to do anything I love, I'd probably become one of the most depressed people on earth, ever.
I would definitely be angry at myself.
If I had a choice to go to one of these colleges or something and drinking would somehow take away from that, I would so stay away from it.
I started drinking when I was 16. I was at a party with this girl and everyone was doing it. I just had a couple of beers. I made it home fine. After that, it seemed like that's all I did. Every weekend, drink, party, repeat. Drive to the next house, drink, party, repeat. I got my first minor in possession when I was 17. My second at 18. I was supposed to start college that next month. Since I lost my license for 3 months, no one could take me to class, so it didn't work out at all. When I finally got my license back, I got a DWI. I was arrested, taken to jail, and strip searched. But the worst part was calling my dad. And the only way I can find a job is to lie on my application because no one wants to hire a criminal. I'm not sure what I wanted to do with my life, but I know it wasn't this.
Just the thought of that I could get in a car accident from someone like that. The thought that something could happen to me and something could happen to my sisters or one of my friends, it just scares me big time.
My friends that drink don't drink and drive, definitely not. I think that's on like a whole different level. It's one thing to drink and do something stupid, but it's another thing to put yourself behind the wheel and put others in danger, and I would never affiliate myself with people who would do that.
Worst thing I can imagine is crashing into someone and, you know, killing someone's young daughter. You know, that to me would be the worst thing you could do.
Bailey was a special little girl. We always did everything together. We played sports, basketball and t-ball and wiffle ball out in the front yard all the time together.
Bailey was very full of life. She loved to laugh, she loved to giggle.
A very unique little girl. She was, you know, she liked to play with her dolls, but she loved playing sports.
She played harder than anyone. She was very kind. She was a headstrong little girl.
I would rather spend my time with Bailey than with any of my friends. It was just how our family was. The day of the accident, I remember going to a wedding reception at Hammond's Tower.
And the kids were really excited to go all dressed up and fancy, and she just thought she was the prettiest thing ever.
I just remember messing around in the elevator on the way down after it was over and walking out into the parking lot to our vehicle.
We headed home on 65 highway, and Tim said, "That car's coming right at us." In a matter of seconds, we hit head on. The console in the back seat had come up and hit Blake in the eye, and his eye was all swollen. Bailey was fine. She'd undone her seatbelt, and she was really scared. Tim had got out of the vehicle. He couldn't walk. My right leg was broken. It was in an L shape. The next thing I know, I turned around, and Bailey's little head slumped over. And at that moment, I thank God that she had passed out so she wouldn't be so scared. I didn't know at that time that the seatbelt had severed her liver, and Bailey was bleeding internally. She died 5 minutes after midnight. The young man that hit our family was only 21 years old, and his name was Wesley Cabela.
They put me in the same ambulance with Wesley, and all I kept hearing was them talking about alcohol. A million things going through your mind, then it seemed like everything just stopped there for just a minute.
In other news tonight, a man from Virginia faces charges of vehicular manslaughter and assault after a late-night accident on Highway 65 north of Springfield. The Highway Patrol says 7-year-old Bailey Boatwright from Buffalo died from injuries she suffered in a head-on collision. Little girl's parents and brother suffered moderate to serious injuries. They were taken to St. John's Hospital.
It was not an accident. My daughter was killed in a car wreck because there was nothing that happened to my daughter that was an accident. It was a choice that someone chose. He chose to drink and drive. I actually feel sorry for him because I cannot imagine living with what he did.
I don't understand how someone could be so not responsible and take the life of a little girl. It meant so much to everybody. It just didn't seem real for a long time afterwards. I couldn't do a lot of things I like to do, and knowing that Bailey wouldn't be there at the end of the day, I had some rough times. If Bailey were still alive today, I know we'd still be close. I know I'd still be coming back to all of her ball games, and I know we could talk about anything. When I was in high school, my school participated in Safe and Sober, and I took the pledge out of respect for Bailey. When people hear our story, I want them to think about how it would feel to lose their sister or lose someone close to them. It's all about choices. Our choice was made for us by another man, but the choice to not drink until you're 21 is up to you.
I don't really think that drinking's cool. I think you can go to a party and not get drunk like everybody else and have just as much fun.
When you're underage and you consider yourself cool for drinking, I don't think that's right.
They say that's for fun, but we have just as much fun.
I would probably accept friends who drink. I just try to keep them from drinking if I could.
You know, when people ask me if I want to drink, I just say no, I'm not into that.
I love to dance, and so drinking would just get in the way of it, and I don't think it's worth it.
Every single one of you will soon be given a pledge card. By signing this pledge card, you are making a choice to stay safe and sober until you are 21 years old. Taking a stand against underage drinking takes courage, but I am confident that together you and your friends can create a school where it is the trend not to drink rather than the other way around. When you sign the pledge card, you will be making a difference in your life, the lives of your friends, at your school, and throughout your community. I also want you to talk to your friends and encourage them to take the pledge. Taking a pledge against underage drinking is a brave decision, and I thank each of you for your choice to stay safe and sober.
I hope you all will take the pledge to not drink and drive. There will be a banner in the catwalk all of this week for everyone to sign to make their official pledge. There will be a chance to win a prize if you make the pledge to be safe and sober. We hope you all have a fun time at prom and make the smart decision to not drink and drive.